My phone says it's 3:20 a.m, so I'll just have to trust it. I've no idea what the time is because the clocks have changed, and as I said in one of my last videos, I absolutely detest the concept of the clocks changing. It's completely ridiculous. It makes no logical sense and it just screws you up. Anyway, I'll do some weekly competition runs and I'll tell you about a movie that I think you should watch. So I'm just going to do my 3 solo rewards and give you my first movie review that's not a review and not about a movie. What car shall I use? My Civic. I've got the last Epic now to install. Not going to install it quite yet though. I'm just going to drive around in my Elise for my first lap so I can talk at the same time. So there's a documentary on Neflix at the moment, just came last week I think. It's called Seaspiracy. And I really recommend everyone watch it. There's some really interesting things that are said in it. And it's more than just about the stuff in the sea, it's just generally about how the world works. So for the last few years, nearly 10 years, there's been a massive lobbyist group and debate about plastic in the sea, mainly microplastics, making us change how we live, removing plastic from our lives, which is a good thing. Plastic straws arguments, cotton bud arguments, single-use plastic bag arguments. What never comes up when they're talking about plastic waste and waste in the sea that's really actually quite obvious? Wherever I go in the world, if I look at the sea, the first thing I notice are normally plastic bottles floating, not drinks bottles, but fishermen that are using plastic bottles as fake, as buoys around crab nets or something like that. And they've left them there a long time and you see them start disintegrating. Well, so this guy that's made this documentary, Seaspiracy, discovers that the majority of the waste in the sea, the majority of the plastic waste in the sea, is actually just waste thrown off commercial shipping vessels, so fishing nets and their equipment that they discard at sea. You think, well, that's obvious, yeah, but then why doesn't anyone ever talk about it? And it seems that most of the companies, most of the charitable organisations that are focused on telling us all that we're killing the oceans and that the plastic's destroying the world, they're actually all funded by fishing companies. So the last thing they want you to talk about is the fact that the fishing industry produced the majority of the plastic waste in the sea. Unbelievable. The main organisation championing against or championing the message of we need to clean the seas up and plastic waste is terrible are actually funded by fishing organisations, causing the most waste to distract us from the real problems that are killing the oceans, so we focus on the little things that don't really mean as much. Keep our eyes away from the real problems. It's an utter disgrace. And you just know everything in the world works like this. The true message for how to save the oceans is stop eating fish completely, stop paying for fish, and stop allowing your governments to subsidise fishing. Even Brexit was mainly about fishing. Like all the British, they just keep talking about their fishing rights. And it's like, God, there's hardly any fish left and you only care about your fishing rights. There's not going to be any fish in the future if you keep fishing anyway. It's such a unsustainable industry. Oh, and then when the documentary starts talking about the dolphin safe logo on tuna, oh my God. I couldn't believe I've been such an idiot all my life. Reading that label, thinking tuna could actually be dolphin safe. How do you throw a net in the sea and catch tuna without catching dolphin? And then I learned this term in the documentary, bycatch. It's the fish that they catch that aren't the target species that they want to catch, that they throw off the ship after collecting whatever was in their net. Please watch it, Seaspiracy. Let me know what you think in the comments. And then next week we can talk about aliens. You might have noticed my tokens have gone down further since when I unlocked the Asparcal. I've made it 4 stars already. I'm tempted to make it 5, mainly because my teammates made it 5. And it will be useful at 5, but I really like my tokens. And you never know what's coming up next. Like I've said, I don't expect a car better than the LVN to come into the game for quite some time because of the amount of money the LVN cost. I might be completely wrong. They might do another car that's just as expensive to buy in cash as the LVN, and they put it above the LVN. And then they might make the LVN free. Unlikely, but it's possible. So I'll hold on to at least 40k in tokens, I think. My risk-averse self. This stuff about the plastic waste in the sea, it's very similar to general recycling. Like the way we separate our waste and then that's taken off and profits made out of recycling it, either into some other product or just into energy. So I think if you burn recycling and make electricity with it, that counts as recycling. You converted the waste into energy. You recycled it. So watch Seaspiracy, guys. Good luck. I'm madder than you.